Hello, my name is Andy Barkate, and I am the editor and publisher of the Think to Retire newsletter. Thanks for listening to our short video on our newest model, the dividend income model. Now, we all know a lot of investors would like income from their portfolios. They want that income to be consistent. They don't want it to have to take a lot of risk to get that income, because we all know interest rates have been historically low for quite a bit of time, and investors are always looking for a better way to get good, consistent income. Well, the dividend income model is our answer to that. Now, traditionally, people will use things like bank CDs, maybe government bonds or corporate bonds, maybe some annuities. All these can pay income, but again, their level of income is still relatively low, and in a lot of cases, you may be giving up some liquidity to get that income. Well, the dividend income paying stocks will give you a higher level of income, still keep your principal somewhat guaranteed. They will fluctuate some, but you have a lot of liquidity. Now, the dividend income model will consist of pretty much 12 to 15 stocks at any one given time. They're all going to be common stocks by and large. And it's important to understand that there's going to be no additional costs to our current subscribers. What do you pay your annual membership? You pay your monthly membership. If you're paying it that way, there's no additional cost for this. We will never upsell anything else that we add to our current newsletter for subscribers. Everything's going to be for the one fee. We're not going to be like other newsletters, and every time you have an addition to that service, they want you to pay a higher fee. We're never going to do that. Now, we're going to pay special attention to the level of dividends that these companies pay, as well as the consistency of those dividends. And we want to also find stocks where we can that show a history of increasing the dividends over time. Now, the portfolio will be a passive portfolio, meaning there's not going to be a lot of changes, not going to be a lot of trading at all. That differs quite a bit from our current AIA, our adaptive investment allocation model, which you know changes roughly every month. It's a sector rotation model, and there's usually changes that are happening every month. This dividend income model would be quite a bit different. And as we all know, dividends are not guaranteed, which is one reason we're looking for companies that have shown a consistent dividend paying record through thick and thin, through good and bad economies, good and bad markets. That's very important to being included in this portfolio. Okay, now there's a lot of criteria to be in the portfolio. Soundness of balance sheet is one, strength and stability of earnings. We want to see a good coverage ratio of the dividend, meaning we want to see a lot of earnings and only part of those earnings being paid out in dividends. So we know there's going to be a high probability that dividend is going to be very consistent. In some cases, you'll see a very high dividend paying stock that actually is paying a higher dividend than the earnings that is generating, which again, that's a red flag. You'll never see that here. And again, consistency of dividends are very important, as well as a high dividend payout ratio. But again, and also a history where we can find those stocks that will pay a increasing dividend over time is something we're going to look at to include in the portfolio. Okay, now from time to time, there's going to be a reason to change out a company, get rid of one company, maybe bring in another. And it could be for varying reasons. Maybe a stock has recently reduced or cut a dividend. Maybe there's an anticipation of a reduction in dividend. And if we can get ahead of that, we will. We'll move out one stock that looks like its dividend may be lowered, and then move another one in that looks like it's more solid. And at the same time, over the long run, as the stock price goes up, that dividend payout ratio may be falling to an unacceptable level. So we want to move that capital and redeploy it to a higher payout candidate for the portfolio. So we'll move out a stock that's paying a lower dividend because the price went up, and move it into a stock where we've got a higher dividend payout ratio to keep the dividends and the income increasing in the portfolio. Okay, here is the current portfolio as of June 21 of 2021. You'll see on the left the names of the companies. You recognize almost all of them. The second column from the right will show their current dividend payout ratios. And all in all, the portfolio together, the dividend payout is roughly about 7%, 6.97 as of that date. Now, again, dividends typically pay out quarterly. Some pay out monthly, but typically they're quarterly. They're not on the same quarterly payout cycle, so you'll more than likely get income every single month from the different dividends. And to keep you apprised of what's happening with the model, you'll get the model in the newsletter you receive the first of every month from Think to Retire. And that portfolio will be in there. But now if there's any changes to the portfolio, a stock moving out and maybe another stock being moved in or added, we will give you an alert to tell you about that. We won't wait till the newsletter comes out. We'll give you an alert the day it happens so you can go to your brokerage accounts and make those changes and updates. And just like our AIA model, you make the changes. We at Think to Retire don't have any access to your brokerage accounts. We don't have any control of them at all. We're supplying you the data through the newsletter, and you can simply go and make the adjustments in your brokerage account and be done with it and go on living your life. So again, thank you for listening to our short presentation on our newest model, the dividend income model. And as always, if you have questions, you can go to the website and request a demo, a live demo, probably be with me or one of the other team members. You can request a phone call at a certain time that fits your schedule and ask all the questions you have to get comfortable. So again, thank you for your time. I appreciate you listening to our short video about our newest model, and enjoy the rest of your day.